Gina, hello, my favourite club secretary. How are you doing, my favourite Gina?
I'm well.
Good. Glad you're well. Got a favour to ask. I bought a player recently, right, and may have overspent a little bit on them, and I need you to convince the chairman that I paid a lot less for him than what he actually paid. Can you do that?
No.
What? No? Why can't you do that?
He saw it on One Football.
Well, I guess it is the best football app out there to keep up to date with all of the latest footballing news and transfers.
It is free too.
Yeah, it is also free from the top line of the description. I don't blame him for downloading. And of course, it is the sponsor of today's video, the One Football app. And of course, if you guys want to keep up to date with all of the latest transfer news, such as the real transfers, and I was going to say my transfers, but these ones aren't real. I'm blurring the differences. The lines between reality and Football Manager are getting blurred. But you can download the One Football app for absolutely free from the top line of the description, and it massively helps me out. Can you help me out, Gina?
Nope.
No, I didn't think you could. All right, well, I'll talk to the chairman about the price. Okay. Hello and welcome back to On The Rocks. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to today's episode where we take on St Mirren in the league and then the first leg of the Champions League first knockout round against Barcelona. Should be pretty exciting. First things first, make sure you do drop a like on today's video for me. Would massively appreciate that, as well as subscribing to the channel if you're new around here and leaving a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. As I alluded to in the introduction of today's video, we've signed a new player. I wasn't planning on signing anyone, but the opportunity arose and I really grabbed it with both hands. It started off with the board actually increasing our transfer budget for this transfer window. It was about 5 million, put up to 15 million. You'll love to see it. Thank you very much, board. I then saw a player that we've been chasing for a while became available, and I thought we had to go for it. So, welcome to the club, right back, Scottish right back, Aaron Fielding. We've brought him in from Wolverhampton Wanderers. He's a very good right back, I'll give him that. Potentially the best at the club. We're not quite sure, but he's very, very good. 12 crossing, 12 dribbling, great for a wing back. Physicals through the roof. His mentals are also very, very good, particularly concentration and decision making. They're great for him. You love to see it. The issue is we're paying him a lot in wages. He might actually be the highest earner at the club, which is a little poor when he's meant to be our backup right back. Oh, and then it's what I've paid for him. Can I just talk of my reasons before I show you the price? Obviously, we have de Klerk. He's our first choice, absolutely superb. We then have the backup in Alexandro, but he's our first choice centre-back, so it doesn't really work in a backup situation. We needed someone proper in there. We also need to improve our homegrown status and Scottish players in the club. And, well, this guy's Scottish. You know, we've got to bring him in. One of the best Scottish players around. If we can bring him in, I was going to try and bring him in. So that was also a big priority to bring him in. He's also got a very good personality, good for tutoring players, and of course, he is fantastic. So please bear this in mind when I talk about the price and the wage. The wage is quite high. It's just 43 million. Just 43. That's a lie. It's not just 43. I'll talk more in a minute. The deal is actually about £15 million now, and then the rest of it down the line spread over 2 seasons. So it's about, let's call it 15 now, 15 next season, 15 the season afterwards, pretty much. So it's expensive, but I think he'll be worth it. And it has played very well for his first 2 games so far. So yeah, 14.25 pretty much in his next 2 instalments over the next 2 years, which is fine. Now, potentially, this could go to £63 million, but only if he scores 50 league goals. He's a right back. There's not a hope in hell he is scoring 50 league goals. So if he does, to be fair, Wolves probably deserve that £20 million, but there's not a hope in hell that our backup right back is scoring 50 league goals. So that £20 million will never be paid as far as I'm aware. So technically, it's 63 million. But it's not. It's 43. It is still a lot of money, an awful lot of money, but I think he's worth it, and hopefully you agree with me. Although I'm not sure if I agree with me, so maybe you guys won't agree with me. I don't know. Either way, since you were last here for the Motherwell and Sparta Prague game, we've played so many games to try and get through to this stage, and as you can see, We've won all but one of them. We've actually not conceded in any games apart from a 1-0 bloody loss to Rangers in the league. That was so frustrating, which ruins our 100% win ratio. But as you can see, we are just absolutely phenomenal. 8-0 against Dunfermline, 1-0 against Dundee, maybe not quite so good. 2-0 Hearts, 2-0 Hibs, 3-0 Celtic, 7-0 St Mirren, 6-0 Dunfermline. Dunfermline's defence just quake in their boots when they play against us. 4-0 Hamilton, 6-0 Kilmarnock, 4-0 Livingston, 2-0 Motherwell, and in the Scottish Cup 5th round, 8-0 against Hamilton. We just are insane. We are so good at the moment, which is why I'm reluctant to do all these league games, because it's just a whitewash. Apart from that really weird Rangers game, they beat us 1-0 here in a bizarre game where we had 24 shots to their 3, and it's just one of those situations. It's very similar, actually, to the situation we had early on this season. The 1-1 draw with Livingston, remember, where we had 41 shots to their 1 shot. It's a 1-1 draw. But you're going to have those games every now and again, I suppose. But as you can see, we are still dominating. We are still top of the table. We've qualified already for the Europa League if we lose every single game for the rest of the season now, which is amazing. Average ratings are through the roof. Lassielian 8.3, Cavalcanti 7.7, Demancic 7.6. The right up there with the goals as well. Shaban, by the way, I guess because he's playing more league games than Cavalcanti, is scoring all the goals. Cavalcanti, we kind of save him for the international European stuff, that sort of thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, things are going well, and I think they'll carry on going well against St Mirren today. For this game, we've got Marcelo Gill in goal with a backline of Crossan, Admilson, Jim McBangold, and new signing Aaron Fielding. Alavio and Procheska start in the midfield. Because we bought in Fielding, I accepted a £33.5 million bid from Stad Rennes for Procheska. He rejected them in his contract talks, which was interesting. He does not want to leave the club. And we're getting to that stage now where players like Procheska, he's not really developed to the level that we need him to. So I'm happy to move him on, but he's playing for the best team in Europe. Why would he want to go to Stad Rennes? So it's going to be difficult to offload some of these players. Sadie starts on the left-hand side, Thad McCraith in the middle, Robert Dow on the right, and Shaban, with his 18 goals in all competitions, leads the line. So, as kickoff is upon us here today, we need to do something about Scottish football, as Milson nearly scores from the corner. Obviously, we are by far and away the best team in Scotland. I think we all know that pretty comfortably now. But we need the Scottish teams to get better, so they do better in Europe, to get more coefficient points, to help the league become the #1 league in Europe. As we're coming forward on the ball, Robert Dow. Go on, lad. In the middle. Can he get across in the middle? He can't, but Fielding does to Didau. Into Procheska. Alavio's there looking for another goal. Alavio on fire this season. Can he get another one? We're passing it around nicely. Didau ends up scoring his 5th of the season. You love to see it. But before we got distracted by some superb team play there, we need to come up with a plan to make the Scottish teams better. And obviously that will involve us loaning and selling players to other Scottish clubs, as Didau scores his 6th of the season. The issue is Scottish football only allow other Scottish teams to bring in one player from another team on loan. So we can only loan one player to St Mirren, one player to Celtic, for example. Like, we can't loan more than one player to one club, so we can't loan 2 to St Mirren. Hopefully I've explained, I feel like I've over-explained that a little bit, but maybe you get the point. So loaning is not really the best way to do it. The best way to do it is develop players and then sell them to other Scottish clubs. The dilemma comes when I'd be more than happy to let these players go for a very small fee or nothing to other Scottish clubs, right? But if I offer them out and, you know, an AC Milan, first team that came into my head, offered me 10 million, I'd find it very difficult to turn down that 10 million because we still need the money as well. It's not like we are a mega rich super club. We don't have huge amounts of money. So whilst it'd be nice to sell our players to other Scottish clubs to improve them for, you know, giving them for free basically, if we get the big money coming in, I can't really turn it down. Also, obviously we've moved into the new year as well. 2 of our players actually got some awards in the New Year awards. So Varela ended up winning European Golden Boy, and Jan Cavalcanti made it into the World Team of the Year, which was amazing. Left back was Passos. Obviously sold him to PSG. Obviously we didn't have much of a say in that, but Passos got left back of the year in World Team of the Year. So that was rather frustrating knowing that he'd gone. I'd like to bring him back one day. In fact, I'd love to bring him and Caio Henrique back. They are still world-class players that I think would do an amazing job in our team, and I'd love to get them back at some point. I just don't know if they'd ever want to come back, and it would be very expensive to bring them back as well. But if we could, I would. We've won a penalty in the meantime, which Robert Adow will take to not get his hat-trick because it's been saved. You hate to see it, poor Robert. Now, I don't think I'll make any changes in this game on the grounds that we've got the Barcelona game coming up in a few days' time, and the whole team will be rotated anyway. I want to rest everyone up pretty much before that Barcelona game. It's a big one, actually. You still get that little scary fact that it is Barcelona, but of course we are 10 years into the future in this save now, and Barcelona aren't the team they used to be, so I feel, and of course we've beaten them in the past as well, so maybe I'm just overthinking it a little bit as Alavio gets his 20th of the season. It's absolutely mental that he's on 20 goals now, and primarily he is a ball-winning defender. I don't know how he keeps doing it, but he's got 20 goals from the centre of midfield this season. Alavio is my new hero, I think, as he wins the header. He's only like 5'6". I don't know how he's won it. And another chance now. If we get another goal hit, we do. I thought it was Alavio. No, Thad McRae with his 8th of the season. Yeah, Alavio. Oh, he's 5'9", a little taller than I thought he was, but still not the biggest man on the pitch. But here you go. Another display here of just how good we are as our goal difference moves up to plus 99. Blimey, that's phenomenal. I tell you what would be amazing, right? If you could change databases mid-game. Because if I could, I'd move us into the English Premier League at this stage. Because that would be quite a challenge. And surely, actually, if this did happen in real life, for example, there probably would be calls to add in Aberdeen, Rangers and Celtic to the Premier League, I would imagine. But a big win there, you love to see it, and we now get ready for a big Champions League night. Oh, it's just come up here in my social feed. Atletico Madrid want to sign Caio Henrique, or at least their fans do. Caio Henrique is wanted by Atletico. Oh, I'd love to bring him back because he's just so good. So bloody good. Look at him. His passing's actually a little low at 13 maybe, but everything else, phenomenal. Transfer, ask agent about he'd want to come. He's happy to come back to Aberdeen, but we don't have 66 to 88 million pounds available, unfortunately. But it would be lovely to bring him home again at some point. He's obviously had a great career with Leeds, but he loves Aberdeen more. Oh, this is not quite so good. Cavalcanti injured, bruised ankle. He can get through that. And Lassialian twisted knee. You can get through that. We've got a day until the Barcelona game, but they could be questionable injuries. But here we are. We're here now at the Champions League, and we're taking on Barcelona, as you can see. But Celtic have been drawn against Man United, which on paper is tough. I reckon Celtic could do it, though, so hopefully we'll back them. We are looking to see, hopefully, Atletico beating Milan, and Chelsea beating Juventus, and Liverpool beating PSG, and Valencia and Villarreal beating Dortmund and Bayern. We need all the German teams, Italian teams, French teams to lose. That's our aim, basically. We need to see those guys get knocked out for the coefficient points. In terms of Rangers, they've been given a very difficult draw in the Europa League against Sevilla. Obviously, they got dropped down after getting knocked out of the Champions League group stage, so hopefully they'll beat Sevilla. If they can do, I'd back them to go on to win this once again. Of course, looking at the past winners of the Europa League, both Celtic and Rangers? I thought Rangers won it one year. Did Rangers not win it? Or did they win the Europa Conference League? Rangers won the Europa Conference League. Okay. I was panicking then. Celtic and Rangers both do have European credentials to their name in recent times. In terms of the Europa Conference League, we need to look out for, if we can find them, where are they? Hibs, they take on Fenerbahce, which again, a pretty tough draw. But our team is looking a little shaky. I've set the team up to the first choice team, but we have got injuries to Lassialian, who I just don't think can play, actually. That's going to be a shame. We'll bring Shaban on that right-hand side. Domancic is suspended, so we will take him off for Ad Milson, and then we'll bring Aaron Fielding onto the bench. Cavalcanti will leave on the pitch for now. He should be fine to play with a bruised ankle, wherever it was. He should be okay. That's the team. Let's take on Barcelona away from home. So here we are in Camp Nou, a kickoff highlight straight away, which is a little worrying, unless, of course, we win the ball. Varela does win the ball. Nice interception, but it is collected once again by Barcelona, but their clearance is rushed, and we hold back onto possession. Shaban coming down at the right-hand side on the edge of the area into De Klerk. Gets it back to Shaban. De Klerk, Cavalcanti shoots. Simon makes a goal line save there. If we'd scored early on, That would have been mental. But what we need to do is settle into our game nice and early here. We need to make sure we don't get too carried away with the occasion. This Barcelona team is really good, but it is old. They've got Rashford, Havertz, they've got João Felix, Unai Simon, but they all must be over 30 now, surely. We're 10 years in the future. They must be into their 30s. They must be declining a little bit. So hopefully we'll be able to use that to our advantage with our very young team, as Lumper coming forward with the pace. His pass not quite so good, but Shaban, his pass not quite so good. If only one of those guys had put a better pass in, would be in through then, as Rashford now comes forward. Can I see on his back, he's number 6. What a disgusting number for a striker/winger. But another chance for us right now, maybe, with a defensive throw-in. De Leclerc plays it up towards the strike force, but no one is really near that at all. That was a pretty poor ball. And once again, Rashford coming forward. He's causing us some issues, as De Leclerc with a good challenge there. Just his clearances aren't brilliant, but at least we are getting it out. Although Barcelona coming forward, shooting wide of the mark. I will say, from what we've seen highlight-wise, Barca looking stronger. Although I think we've had more chances, but they've had the better of the chances. As we go into half-time 0-0, which is pretty decent, I suppose. We could do with an away goal or two. Thrash the arms, far from pleased from what I've just seen. Hopefully that will motivate the boys in the second half, as Sissoko, Admilson, Alexandro on the ball. Out towards Shaban on the right-hand side. Straight from kick-off this, as Tamat Lumper out to De Leclerc in so much space. Can he find a ball in the middle? He does. Varella's there, and it's not put in the back of the net. Both times, at both halves, we've started strongly, and it could have been even better there. We are creating some great chances early on here in the second half. Score update for Celtic. They're 1-0 down to Man United. You hate to see it, as Shaban now, Admilson hitting the post this time. We are getting so close. These first few minutes in the second half are phenomenal. As Dortmund losing, PSG losing, Juventus losing, Bayern losing, Milan winning, that's not quite so good, but Leipzig losing. All the teams we want to be losing are losing, which is fantastic. You love to see it. As apparently Leclerc might need to come off because he's got a yellow card, might risk suspension, as Barca nearly score. I think we might do it, you know. Let's get that change made. De Leclerc off, despite him being the best player on the pitch. Tamat Lumper on a 6.1 though. Oh, do I want to watch this highlight first? No, it's fine. It's gone over the bar. That's okay. It did lag a little bit when I went off the highlights. But Lumper off. Let's bring Alavio on. Let's also get Cavalcante. Everyone's playing a bit of a stinker today. Sadie on, who is the Barcelona player. If the Barcelona player on loan does well, that would be pretty mental. We'll bring Thad McRae. Oh, we can't make any more subs. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. We'll leave that as it is. 20 minutes to go. 0-0 is not a bad result, as I'm sure Barcelona are about to score a goal. No, Peter with a great collection there. Quick distribution out wide. That's not quick distribution out wide. It was quite slow and quite long, but we still hold on to possession as Varela gets the goal we need. A crucial away goal here at Barcelona as well. But that goal is huge for us. Also pretty crazy how I was basically said to Varela, or to Peter rather, do the opposite of what he did, and what he did actually resulted in a goal. So what do I know? Not much, clearly. But that goal's very important, and a very important goal for Celtic as well, as they level things up. Can they get another goal to just get ahead in that game? That would be superb if they could. And can we get a second, as Sandro this time putting it over the bar? This is tense, you know. This is tense. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this, particularly with Barca taking good shots like that from distance. Luckily over the bar for us. Come on, Celtic, get another one. 4 minutes of added time here. We hold on to a slender lead. If we can double the goals we've scored, it makes it so much easier for us. As Sadie helping... I'd gone in the back of the net. Sadie would have helped his parent club maybe be knocked out of the Champions League. That would have been pretty bad. I'm so surprised by Villarreal beating Bayern 2-0, by the way. Bayern, you know, alongside us, probably one of the best teams in Europe, and that's offside. That is surely offside. Oh, you hate to see it. It's not. Barca pulling it back at the death. Oh, that's so annoying. How close to offside was it? Where is Kai Havertz at this situation? Oh, I want to see the lines. It's close. I think he might just be on. Let's see these tight offside lines. Oh, it's because technically he was offside, but he was behind the player who played the ball, so he wasn't off. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, well, 1-1. Barca played better in that game. To be fair, most of these Champions League games are hanging in the balance. Lots of draws across the board. Celtic drawing, PSG and Liverpool drawing, Atletico. Okay. Luckily, the German teams are losing, though, and we need them to lose for the coefficient points, so that's quite handy. How did Rangers get on, then? Rangers won 3-2, but that is 2 away goals for Sevilla. That could be a little worrying. What about Hibs? They won against Fenerbahce 2-1. All right, pretty decent, that, actually. That's pretty good for Scottish football. None of us lost. 2 draws, 2 wins. That's a good night of football. Right, next time out, we'll be back for probably Hearts and Barcelona, so that'll be a good, fun game to do. I should also say as well, actually, the Rangers and Hibs, second leg games get played in between episodes too, so you'll find out next time if they made it through. And I think that if they do make it through, I think the first leg of their second knockout round also gets played at this point as well in between episodes, so plenty to update you on then. Fingers crossed they do well. But until then, thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I will see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.